Today we have a summer patch week as we continue on into July. Before we get into the patches, one thing I want to talk about is next week, July 14th, is when they're going to be releasing the changes to the game health that they pitched to us a couple of months ago. Some noteworthy changes since the original post based on player feedback are that a couple of items are going to be reintroduced to Slayer, those being Spiritweed Seeds, Inert Adrenaline Crystals, and Serenic Scales. So you can see here that you're going to find them from a variety of Slayer monsters, including things like the Wilderness Slayer chest. The next big change is the Arc Glacier, where they modified and rebalanced the multiplier to the rewards based on the number of mechanics. So you can see here the difference between what exists in game, what the previous multiplier was, and then what the new one will be. Moving on, Carapac is having less of a nerf to its cannonball drop. So you can see the proposed amount and the new amount for both normal and hard mode. These are the figures that are going to go live next week. Lastly, looking at Raksha, while adding Arbok and Siku Seeds as a new drop source, they want to actually make the drop table even more impactful. To achieve this goal, they're going to be removing Laceration and Blast Fusion boots from Raksha to concentrate more value on rare drops, ensuring when the player gets a rare item, it's going to feel more rewarding. In a similar vein, since now Laceration and Blast Fusion boots are only on Dinosaur Slayer creatures, the Blowpipe has suffered a similar fate when it got introduced to the Dream of Aya, so it will no longer come from the Dream, and the Dinosaur Slayer task will be your only location to get the components for the Blowpipe. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video so far, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet and like to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Thank you. That said, we're now going to shift on over to the patch notes and see what's changed with today's update, so let's go ahead and check it out. Starting off with 110 crafting. When spinning Masterwork thread, the stackable thread is now processed after the unstackable ingredients to prevent it from being dropped on the ground if the player has a full inventory. The quantity of mined porcelain can now be increased by buffs such as the Hone perk and Shooting Star effect. Masterwork, magic gloves, and boots now require a pearlescent plate each rather than a pearlescent plate and a line plate each, and the Masterwork magic hat now requires 2 pearlescent plates. Moving on to some general changes. Cleaned up the chat messages for the connection lost attempting to re-establish combat achievement at Raziel. Players will now only receive a chat message in 15-second intervals whilst making progress towards the combat achievement. More in-depth timing can still be viewed with unfiltered chat. Ritualist outfit can now be obtained from Bonus XP store and Austin's shop in Austin the taxidermist will sell you the outfit and head add-on for Ectoplasm, but you'll need to bring him a ghostly impling in a jar first. Iron Man accounts can now use their own Prism of Salvation. Players can now use a legendary pet banking ability and a Pack-Yak Winter storage ability beyond level 30 Wilderness, provided they are not opted into PvP. Shark Soup is now correctly consumed when using the Eat Food ability. A menu option to toggle receiving strange rocks has been added to the museum curators. This should save navigating the dialogue options in order to get to the toggle. The Naturalist perk no longer overrides the existing Star Sprite mining buff. Fixed an issue where charges were pulled from 3 sources when using the drag to out function. Fixed an issue where a bug in the system achievement pop-up could be triggered multiple times after reading the scruffy notes. Fixed an issue with the Night Sword quest information that mentioned the ability to smith blue-right items was members only. It's no longer possible to cast alchemy spells on the Witch's Cat. Fixed an unreachable fishing spot in Shiloh Village. Fixed a graphical issue with the Gala attire outfits that was causing some deformation on the belt sash. Fixed an issue causing the Abyssal Prowler pet from scaling incorrectly during its dismiss animation. Fixed an issue where Eye of Het 2 was listed as a mini quest under the Archaeology skill tab. Adjusted the color of power burst of Master Stroke potions on mobile devices. Fixed an issue with the Waiko Fisherman NPC whose fishing line appeared to be wrapped around the rod rather than into the water. As a result, the line itself has been removed to give the impression of fishing taking place. Note there's other fishing NPCs dotted around the place, however none of them seem to be engaging in actual fishing, so the fishing line appears on their models as normal. Remove floating object from under a building located in the city of Fixed an issue that caused the augmented row bottoms of the first Necromancer to be invisible when the invention cog was displayed on the model. Fixed an issue that was preventing certain Potion Pandemonium promo tokens from appearing on the Grand Exchange. When cutting logs using Crystallize with the Dwarven Chain Axe set to resource mode, resources are converted to XP and charges for the Chain Axe are not used. When mining ore using Crystallize with the Dwarven Ram Hammer set to damage mode, XP is gained and the charges for the Ram Hammer are not used. Unable to use the power burst of Acceleration in the Wilderness whilst opted out of PvP. feet, and resolved an issue that caused Rick Turpentine's neck to stretch. Finally, we got some engine changes, added engine support for leaks, added engine support for improved VFX in future content, made RuneScape available in the French App Store, updated the mobile loading screen from Nomad to a new image, and last but not least, updated water refraction updates to be enabled on all graphic quality settings. That is it for your patch notes. Links to everything discussed in this video will be down in the description below. Head on over there, check them out if you wish to do so. If you missed last week's video, it'll be on screen now. Looking forward to seeing you there, and if not, I'll see you at the next RuneScape news coverage video. Till then, I'm out. Aloha.